It was good. Super positive. Just setting out a plan for the summer and, what we got to do. Coming back next season, being ready.
What are some of those plans as far as like your individual things to work on?
Yeah, just skill stuff I got to work on. I think the biggest focus for me this summer is going to be coming back into incredible shape. Just nonstop. Just a beast coming back in incredible shape for me. I think that's going to be my biggest focus this summer.
It seemed like at least you spent a lot of time on that from last summer to this year. How much more shape is there for you?
Oh, it's like I can go miles. It's a lot more. As far as the level I can take it to. My body and my fitness. I think the biggest thing is just like my diet and stuff like that. It's getting better at that. But I know me personally. I know it's a huge step I can take in it.
What did you learn about being a new father and having to juggle all of that with trying to keep yourself in shape and diet?
Yeah, it was hard, at first especially, he's not a lot older, but he's older now and can take care of himself a little bit better, or he can sit down. I guess I don't have to hold him all the time, but it was hard, but, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
So you say he can take care of himself?
Not necessarily. I mean, he's pretty smart. He can calm me into picking him up. Just continue, like I said, just skill work, like, right hand, continuing working on my right hand, stuff like that. I know what I had to do as a player, to get better. And like I said, just get in the greatest shape I've ever been in my life. So I'm trying to make a full commitment, or I will make a full commitment to that this summer.
Just let me ask you a question about this. There's Lamar Odom and you are both famous lefties.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of harping on they got to develop their right.
Yeah.
How come we don't hear a lot about everybody else who's right-handed? We don't hear about them having to develop their left.
I don't know. I guess because left-handers are unorthodox and there's not many of them, so it's a greater focus on it. I guess you can say that, but it doesn't bother me. I'm a basketball player, and what I got to do to get better is what I'm gonna do. So it doesn't bother me. A lot, I think the biggest is just using it for me. I think this year compared to the year before, I used it a lot more than I did. And, I just wanted to become something like, natural for me. Not having to think about, he's forcing me right, I got to use my right. Just something natural where it's just instinct.
Did you learn that before? Worked on that before?
What?
Did you
Yeah, absolutely.
How early did you start tracking?
I didn't really put much focus onto it until I did it in college a little bit, but not really until I got to the NBA. I just was always so much bigger, faster, and stronger than people. It didn't matter which way you sent me.
Was it because someone suggested that you?
Yeah, it just
noticed it?
it just makes the game easier, and like you said, like it's just especially with lefties, it's just a greater focus. With left-hand players forcing them right, because typically left-hand players are super, left-hand dominant.
So you have to figure out the balance with your shot as you move forward and into shooting consistently enough so that defenses have to actually react to it. But then how do you also not shoot so much outside by getting people to respect you that you're getting away from your strength of getting inside? Like how do you do that moving forward, and what do you think the coaching staff and management thinks about that?
Yeah, just I'm gonna keep working on it, but just taking what's there. I think this year I did a lot better job of not having to force things up so much. I just kind of took what was there, and I just gotta continue to just be more consistent with that, and just taking what's there, and as long as you keep them honest, I can get into the paint whenever I want to, but I just gotta keep people honest.
Julius, a lot of times we say like your level of engagement will often determine how good of a game you play.
Yeah.
What were kind of the things that determined that for you?
Just mindset, preparation, a lot of times I notice like practices carry over into the games. So, how hard you're going in practice or, how hard you're working, it will, have a carryover, as far as intensity. It's not going to guarantee that you're going to make every shot, but as far as the intensity level and how hard you're playing, it carries over. And usually, when I'm, into it and, my intensity's up and I'm playing hard, I usually have a good game. But, I just got to be more consistent, as far as that, bringing energy and effort and consistently, having that motor going and, kind of like powering my team.
Kind of a two-part question. When you look at just last year to now, where do you think you've improved to be able to have more of that consistency? And then where do you kind of go from there to get to that next level?
Yeah, last year was like my rookie year, so I really didn't know, what to really expect. I think I limited, compared to the year before, my ups and downs, but I still have a ways to go. I learned the game more. I feel like I got better, more comfortable, but, like I said, last year was like my rookie year, so, it's kind of hard to really know what to expect throughout the course of an NBA season. And, I kind of, figured out how to, like, treat my body better and stuff like that, but I still have a ways to go.
This time last year, you were talking about, I didn't think talent was the issue. It was just about learning how to play for each other.
Yeah.
And that with these guys all being starters in college, you have a tendency to want to do things yourself when things aren't necessarily going your way. Have you seen progress in that area
I
this season?
think most definitely, yeah. We learned how to trust each other better. I think it's still just, we're young, 22, 21, BI, what is BI, 16. It's just learning how to play the game and learning how to play, with one another and limiting, one-on-one, basketball, stuff like that. Learning when you're in the, like, lesson I learned probably like a month or two ago. Not a month, probably like a couple weeks ago. We played the Clippers and, Chris Paul was purposely trying to draw a foul every play. And I look up and they were in the penalty. So he wasn't trying to score, but he was just trying to, get to the free throw line and, it slowed the game down. But, they obviously, the league kept building for them. We were taking quick shots. So just really learning the game and situations in the game and stuff like that. Like, we got to continue to get better at it. And, obviously we're all going to put work in individually, but just got to learn the game.
Just that idea of learning to play for each other. What's an example of something this year that you said, okay, we've grown in that area compared to last year?
Most recently, we played the Kings, and I remember we were about to go, it was crunch time situation, and I think we were up 4 or 2 or something like that, and we were going to go. It's going to be an isolation play, one-on-one, and we said, no, we got to get a good shot. We got to get something good, and, we ended up getting something good. I think it was our stack play, and D'Lo may got a 3 or somebody got a layup or something like that. I don't remember, but, we communicated. I think the biggest thing is, especially of our generation, we all text. We don't talk on the phone anymore and stuff like that. So, just communicating with each other and talking out there on the court.
Where do you think you are defensively?
Say it again?
Defensively, where do you think you are?
I got better from last year, but I got a ways to go. Yeah, I got a ways to go. And I think a lot of it, we talked about that upstairs, just me being in the stance, the whole possession. A lot of times I get caught straight-legged and, I react to it too slow. And I think continuing, just like I said, to watch the game and learning the game and learning, patterns throughout the game of what's happening defensively so I can, read it before it happens. I watch with the coaches before, like clips of like Draymond, and a lot of times, you want to do things the right way, but, with him, he just, he sees things before they're happening, and it's not necessarily his read or his help or, on the defensive end, but he sees it and he just goes and does it. And, that's kind of how he messes up the game. So just got to, learn the game and learn patterns throughout the game.
Are you more comfortable as a one-on-one defender than a team defender?
Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely feel more comfortable, guarding somebody one-on-one. But I think my biggest thing is helping and seeing things before they happen. I got to become a better shot blocker, stuff like that.
You played a lot of 4 and a lot of 5 in small lineups. Looking at the league, looking at some of the bigger centers, what do you think gives your team the best advantage? If you're
I don't think it really matters. I'm strong enough to guard, bigger 5s in the league. Whether it's DeAndre or, somebody like that, I can feel like I can hold my own. I'm strong enough to, to be able to, rough it up in the paint or whatever it may be. Whatever coach feels like gives us the best advantage on the offensive end, I'm willing to do it. Doesn't matter to me. Oh, man, it was amazing. Arguably, he just came in every day and brought an energy and a vibe about him, that I've never, experienced. Just so much positivity. You truly know that he cares about you, cares about this team. There's a lot of times when there's so much room and so much, opportunity to be negative, and, he was never that, which is amazing. A lot of times guys came in, they thought it was the end of the world, we're on a losing streak, and you feel like it's the end of the world, but he always came in with a positive attitude and said, let's work, and, we're going to get it right. And, we ended the season with a 5-game winning streak, 5 out of 6. So, a lot of that's credit to him, and, it's just his attitude. And I've never seen anything like it.
So even with that, though, he talked about a lot of times he would be hard on you and all that. How did you kind of respond to those messages, do you think?
I don't think it bothered me because he cared. And, he has a great way of communicating with his players. Me specifically, he know how to get on me. He knew how to, come here and challenge me or whatever it may be. So I think it's his approach. I don't know. I can't speak for other guys, but I feel like his approach with every player, he really took the time to really learn his players and see, how to really communicate with them.
In the building for,
What was, obviously the team didn't win a ton of games, so what was successful about the year as a whole?
Potential that we showed. We tricked off a lot of games. Crunch time, and you can chalk it up to us being young, but I don't use that as an excuse. But there's a lot of games that we were in. I remember a stat they were telling us earlier. I don't know how long it was, but how many games we've lost, like with the league going into the fourth quarter or something like that, or I don't remember. But we've lost like a lot of games, just by whether it's a lack of focus, not finishing it off, or crunch time and losing games in crunch time or whatever it may be. But I think the potential that we showed as a unit, started the season or certain games when things were, clicking and we're playing the right way on both ends of the floor, that, we can be a problem.
The focus issue, there were times you would get triple doubles, and then there were stretches where maybe you didn't have the same impact. And I was talking to your teammates would sort of comment on when you're locked in, you're a problem for me, and then sometimes it's not there. What is it with you as far as focus and the team in general is focused?
Yeah, I think it's just part of, being a professional and taking every game as serious as the one before, the one that's coming up. Me personally, like I said, I just got to be more consistent, with my play. And, things switch from game to game. Teams play you different defensive schemes. So you never know from night to night what's going to be there. You come in as a professional and you look at the matchups, or you look at, what a team is doing, how they're playing, and you say, this is what I need to do, X, X, and X. But in-game adjustments of, how you have to get better, what you need to do, how you can affect the game. You're not going to affect every single game different ways. Like games, Charlotte, I remember I couldn't make a shot. I came back home, I couldn't make a shot, missing layups. But I don't know, I think I had my career high blocks with like 5 or something like that. So, having an impact on games, not just scoring, not passing. I can always go and get a rebound, offensively and defensively, but just having the in-game, adjustments with myself and how I can impact the game for winning.
Julius, you played with the best players in your age group for a while now. Where do you think Brandon and D'Angelo particularly are, according to your age group, like as you move forward into the future in the NBA, where do you think those two can develop?
They're obviously be really good players. D'Lo got better from last year. Tiny, or B.I., from, the start of the season to him not being sure of, what he does or what his game is until the end of the season, him, going at players and dunking on people and, just being aggressive. I think the difference with him I saw was he was just, sure of what he wanted to do. And, he was just aggressive and didn't hesitate. And, he was really good at that. Obviously D-Lo is D-Lo. D-Lo's going to do what he does. So he can score, can, shoot the ball, pass, and all that type of stuff. So it's just us getting better, individually and as players, taking our game to the next level, but doing it, for the team.
You've been in the building for 3 years, and there's been a lot of change and a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Do things feel more stable? And when you look forward ahead of kind of where the organization is, where the team is, does it feel more stable to you?
It does. I think there's you meet with those guys, you come in and you meet with Magic and, Rob and Coach. And, I think there's a clear vision of where we want to go and what we want to do. And I think that's, something that maybe we didn't have before or not. I don't know, but I think there's just a clear vision. And I came out there out the meeting had a vision of where we were taking it and what we want coming into next season. So I think that's really encouraging.
Do you see a change in the game since the All-Star?
Yeah, like I said, he was just aggressive. Like he, a lot of times before he might catch the ball on the wing and hold it and jab and, not know exactly what he wanted to do, but, he's coming off pick and rolls, he's coming off screens and stuff, and he knew exactly what he wanted or the shot he was comfortable with, and he was just aggressive, and didn't shy away from contact. I mean, B.I. is $120, but he's going up dunking on people. So, it just shows you the potential that he has. He's going to be a great player here for a long time.
Physically, so I've heard before that Ingram sort of feels stronger than he looks sometimes. Do you see that in practice when you go against him? Is that true? Is it
You're not stronger than me. Well, I don't really guard him, but yeah, you just look at how he was playing down the stretch, and he's so long, man. Like, it's kind of funny because you were watching him and KD, kind of go at it, and KD doesn't look really that much bigger from when he came in, but he doesn't shy away from contact, and you can't really knock him off his position. He's really smart, knows how to draw fouls and stuff like that, so he uses it to his advantage. And, you start to see that with Tiny, not shying away from contact, going into the paint, finishing, all that type of stuff. So I don't really think, strength or whatever is an issue, for him.
Julius,
This last question.
thing you mentioned about the vision, where do you get a sense from Rob and Magic of to what degree do they have patience with you and the rest of the young group?
Patience? I don't know. I can't speak on their patience. I don't know, but I just know we have a clear vision of what we want coming into next season before training camp, where each individual player wants to be, and then the mindset coming into next season of what we want to have throughout the season. So, that's what I got from it. Yeah.